Good morning. We are back in session and we're ready to resume our fiscal year 2026 budget hearing. Once again, thank you all for being here. Today is August 22nd, 2025 at about 9:35 in the morning, and I would like to, on behalf of the committee, the Senate, wish to express my gratitude for all the participation of all the respective agencies yesterday, and again for the next few hours, and also express our appreciation on behalf of the committee to Mayor Aubrey Hokuk and the elected members of the Municipal Council. So with that, we're going to convene, and we begin with Department of Commerce, and I wish to ask the Resident Department Head to proceed to the table, the designated, and before you please include in your presentation and state your name for the record. And you are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman of Snyder. Good morning to all members of the Senate. I guess I'll just make it a short request. The most important thing for me here that I'm here to request is the FTE for the Department of Commerce. Others, I know we have a budget constraint, so I understand that, and the thing I'm just going to be asking for FTE. Thank you, and I'm ready for any question if you guys are for me to answer.
Director.
Sorry, my name is Ronnie Taiskan.
Yeah, Director Taiskan. Sorry. Yeah, I want to make sure that. And before we pose the question, or any of the members pose the question, I just wanted to let you know that the House had already passed their version of the budget for 2026, to which they allocated for the first senatorial district $8.908 million, as was recommended by the administration. And you said Department of Commerce, you needed FTEs. So what the House had endorsed is 4 FTEs currently, at $159,978 personnel impact and fiscal impact on personnel, $1,600 or $1,500 for operations, a total sum of $161,578. Now, the 4 FTEs that you have, Director, are they all filled, or is there any vacancy that you're experiencing at this time?
The 4 FTEs that I'm requesting is for the division for ABTC, statistics, and the admin office.
Okay, I lost the pagui gini. What is on the budget right now? There's 4 FTEs. Then of course that includes you, right? And then you have 3 more.
Yes.
So you're asking FTEs?
Yes.
Additional. Okay. For vital oficina niya no statistics and weights and measures, and what's the other?
Admin office.
Okay. Do you work closely with Commerce Department on Saipan?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of extension of funding stream do they extend to your office here?
Usually, they always offer us help on ABTC department. So every year we send our officer to Saipan for recertification and briefly on all their regulations.
Okay. Do you get like assistance when there's special events here, where they need FTEs to come down and assist your agency with enforcement?
Not really. We're just cross-trained within our department.
Okay, so in the event that there's a community activity, like tonight, just or fiestas? Do you get assistance? Do they come down and assist you with personnel? Because if you only have one, no, ABTC.
Yes. That's
So-
why I'm requesting for one, but I think our officer right now is thinking of retiring too. So I'm requesting at least, for somebody there to be trained at the same time to familiarize with the ABTC department.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna yield to the other members if they have any question to pose for your entity. Any member? Wanna go first? Okay, recognize floor leader Dono Manglonia.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, RD Taisikan.
Morning.
The mayor yesterday mentioned in her statement that there are times when you would submit invoice under, I'm assuming, an account that is with the secretary, but sometimes these invoices get rejected. Is that still the case right now?
We did experience that just last week, or I'm sorry, this week, I think.
Okay.
So right now the OIT is there helping the administrative officer, si Ms. Manglon. So we're working on that one, and I hope they will rectify that issue.
Is this just a technical issue, or it's with the secretary?
I think they answered that to the mayor yesterday, because we submit the request of the mayor, and they reject it. So-
Secretary of Commerce rejected
Yes.
it?
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. That's why I was telling the administrative officer that I thought that the mayor is the authorized expenditure authority. So I'm getting confused, And
But is this from funds that are for the local commerce, the municipal commerce, or is it funds that is being that is
believe
coming from
that's-
the central commerce?
I think coming from the central commerce,
Okay. How many revolving accounts are currently under
For
Commerce
Rota?
Yeah.
only one, which is the ABTC.
So you don't have a license fee account for corporate taxes or corporate filing?
Not that I know.
There's one revolving account that has a balance of somewhere around 80,000. Is that something that you're familiar with?
I think that's the 1959B. That's the ABTC account.
Give me 1 second while I pull it up. And have you ever tried making requests to the secretary's office in regards to the other revolving accounts that are meant for the Commonwealth as a whole?
No.
Okay. Has the secretary ever reached out to your office in terms of opportunities for your office to participate in events such as Select USA? Are you familiar with the Select USA?
No.
Maybe I would like to recommend that in future events such as that, where I think it happened, one took place this year, which I'm sure they went on, and then there was one last year. And so for next year, I hope that you can plan it out with the secretary to see how you can become involved in attending this conference where they share opportunities for investments here in the CNMI. And so the product of that trip resulted in interested investors coming to Saipan to invest. And so I hope that you as an RD for the municipality can also participate in that to attract and invite people to come over and invest. So that's one opportunity in which I'm sure we can benefit from with your support and collaboration with the Secretary's office. Currently, your ABTC officer is being funded by the general fund. Are you open to using your revolving account to fund additional ABTC officers?
I'm willing to do that, but you know, since the mayor is the expenditure authority, I mean, I would like to request, but there's other issues that we have to take care of. But I'm seeking of your guys' help, if you can help us. I mean, you know, we've been seeking that since I was here at the department.
Can you verify, Mr. Palacios or Mr. Hernandez, can you verify who exactly is the expenditure authority? I think your impression is that, and this happens to all agencies within Rota, the final approval goes to the mayor, but it also goes to you as director who is the expenditure authority. It's just the mayor that approves all requests that comes out of the entire municipality.
Yes.
But so you as the expenditure authority for the account, you would also have the authority to expend those funds. If that's not something that you're aware of, I think that's something that you can also verify. But I'm sure they can pull up, the Department of Finance can pull up that report and share it with you. And if that's something that you would like to do, and that's something that we can include in your FT. The one that I see, the 81,000, it says Department of Commerce filing fees. I don't know if that's separate from the ABTC, but Katrina Lynn, that's 1959B. I know you mentioned 1959. Is that,
Yes.
is there a letter that comes
B,
after that?
yeah.
Is it B? And that's from your understanding ABTC, not
No, no,
so-
I think it's separate by the district. I think Saipan is different, 1959 something.
Okay, but that's
A
ABTC
or something, yeah.
or something else.
Should be separate of account.
So yeah, the 1959B is actually under Commerce Rota.
Yeah.
What's-
But it's based on the code. It says that for this it's a commerce filing fees. It's actually for the Secretary of Commerce or their designee, who make sure that all licensing fees and civil fines are paid to the Commonwealth Treasurer. The legislature decides how to spend the licensing fees and civil fines, except for application filing fees, which will go to the Department of Commerce, Alcohol, Beverage, and Tobacco Control Division. These fees will be used for administering alcoholic beverage licensing, enforcement training, and prevention programs. The funds collected will be deposited into the revolving fund, and any unused funds at the end of the fiscal year will remain available without limitations and will not expire.
Okay, are you able to see what was collected year to date since October 1st?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that way we can see if it's if that brings in enough to hire a full-time FTE under that account.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can consider in adding an additional FTE if that's another source of funding that can be used to pay for that additional FTE. If that's something that you're open to do, RD, that's something that we can include in this budget. But it will depend on what the average of collection is for the year, and if that's a
I think our
sufficient,
average collection is about 1,000 some only.
a year,
So,
a
yeah.
year, thousand
Yeah.
some a year? Do you have the year to date?
Can you verify that?
As of today, the running balance is $78,000.
But
No,
do you
but
know what was collected
average.
between October 1st and today? Is that something that you're able to see? Okay. While we wait for that RDH, at this time I'll yield until we get that answer from finance. I yield, Mr. Chair.
Si Jesus Masi Floor Leader Mlonia, any member wish to pose a question? Senator Calvo?
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Director Tysikin. Just to piggyback on Senator Donald, our delegate there, you did mention the 4 FTEs, and currently, out of the 4, are you short-staffed as far as the ABTC is concerned? You're looking forward to you have someone certified and trained already
Yes,
at hand?
I have one, but I mean, you know, I'm asking for at least 2 of that
To request?
because we need a backup.
Okay. That's always the case.
Yes.
Yes, so I was just looking at that portion, and it's great that, you know, Senator Donald, through the executive, knows the account, the balances, and how we can move forward to request for that additional personnel needed.
I will recommend, I mean, maybe I'll suggest if we can use the revolving fund, you know, to maybe hire somebody, at least half, and then the other half comes from the municipality or the central government, if that can help. But I just want to verify on the collection that we have, because, you know, we have to really make sure that we don't want to hire somebody, then 2 years down, we have to stop because we don't have enough funds.
Especially you're gonna need, you know, like if that guy's sick or he or she, then, you know, who do you have? Or, you know, and how you say you're collaborating with cross-training. You know,
Yeah.
that's a concern versus them coming in to certify you guys and, you know, and have to troubleshoot. So it's just something that we're looking forward to. What other revenue sources can we tap into to ensure that we have a backup? Yeah, that's the only concern I have. So we'll need to work on that as well. And weights and measures as well.
Yes,
Is that a separate,
that's a
personnel?
separate
how are you
division.
with that situation right now? Do you have someone?
We don't have one that's, right now, we're just cross-training. So in order for us to certify whatever, like the way to measure, right, we have to call Saipan, and we have to do through cell phone. And it's sad thing because we don't have a cell phone too, and we're using employee cell phone. So that's how we communicate through Saipan, instead of them sending over, you know, to certify the scale.
So that's one of the issues we need to ensure that they are certified, not just the on-call. So that's great you enlighten us in regards to that. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Director.
Si Jesus Masi, Senator Calvo? Senator Castro?
Just on the technical side, earlier you mentioned that, and even the RD mentioned about a PO or something being rejected by the Secretary of Commerce on Munis. Usually when they reject any purchase order or there's a comment that says why. So hopefully OIT is helping with
Yes,
that.
the OIT right now is helping the administrative officer right now.
Okay, thank
So
you.
that's why she's not here today with me.
That's all I have, Chair. Here.
Okay. No, go ahead. Senator Donald.
Thank you. Mr. Palacios, you have an answer for that?
Sorry. Yes, regarding the average collection per, let's say, for example, FY 2025, we got an average of like around $500 to $800 a month. And sometimes in like couple of these months, I think they're like 1,007, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if this is something that you would like to proceed with, currently, as we've heard from finance earlier, there's a balance of around 70 some thousand. That's one way we can get an employee in and then consider them for next fiscal year through the general fund. And so if that's something that you're open to, we can authorize the one FTE now and then use that as a funding source to pay that FTE, and then come fiscal year 27, we can find the funding to bring them in as a under the general fund. But as we've heard, you have a balance of 70 some, so if your office would like to request a fund certification from Mr. Palacios or Ms. Hernandez, you can send them a request and they'll provide it to you, and then use that to fund the one FTE for next fiscal year. If that's something that you would be interested in, we can authorize the one FTE now, unfund it through the general fund if we can't find the funds to pay for that, and then use the revolving account to fund that employee, at least for the first for the next fiscal year. So between now and the time we adopt the budget, you can reach out to the committee, and if that's something you would like to proceed with, we'll deliberate on that. And so that's one solution that we can offer maybe right now, and then
Hopefully we'll improve next year.
yeah, that's the hope. But that was all I would like to offer, RD. Thank you. Ayun.
Thank you.
Excellent point, Vice Floor Leader. So, Mr. Palacios, thanks for that update, Katrina. Director, no estou nungu ka no na guaha oportunidade da tenisisaru General Fund guaha didi ye zamizu revolving fund. Una bi faisino no jangin mang communicado zani Secretary's Office guaha email or un katatajulo.
Negative mo guy.
Go bi recommend gizo hago na sa importante zomo agency gini ne na kada pum fam no request ulu tina usa no kata pat email za todo tempo gi enclosure faisin zone ma respond tati na ma acknowledge zomo email sa kumutin togi no gana ben sinya binti man sa bula loki si tsunya ne
Yeah.
lo sinya no por ma fan malefa na gua loki otro dos na isla na na manisita zudo. Pues y otro ni mention si floor leader Manglonya por sila USA ne está talilia na no guaha no interesado y US Air Force gini pro develop no guasha infrastructure commitment da likuna si Mayor Aubrey ni zomu leaders gini no although no guaha concern siya gi komunidad lo likuna mas popota para ta diversify economy ata gini ne lokwi i airlines ni i zomu no leaders i delegation ma empeño ne po ma bridge isti between Lutas and Guam. Fera di para ulu saipan ne no todino siya are indicative of why the central and your agency plays a key role in the economic recovery and then opportunities. So I highly encourage na mga masa kumentusi si Secretary Mafnas sa izomo delegation ma confirma si Secretary and todo do Secretary gi Central Office ni pro matsuli zo na posisyon sa uno na kontrata i debido take care Lutas and Tinian as well as Saipan. So mga masa ni pumfamaisin na zudulo ni pro ma-include Rota sa kada uno na island different zone dynamics in aftermath pa ta recover ni.
Yeah.
The izomo entity is very critical. Very critical na there's a pattern of opportunities so that we can help the community business opportunities gini ni in step in the right direction no. So I encourage you that every time that you communicate with the Secretary of Finance, ask them that they respond back to your email. Because ang gintiman manopipis natinatizya ni phone ko. Sa taza tiu chiniut, no?
Esta.
And I may recommend.
Thank you.
That was a good question, pretty much, unless other members have. Go ahead as a. Esta lekuno si Chairman Dono luduzung yafa I potential plan no para
Yes.
isomu FT needs no.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm Jomas and enjoy Luta. Si Jus Masi.
Wana na mo sti smartphone lo wana na mapustadik. Akin entusiasmo mo gini ti facing question. Sti. Okay, so this time I wish to call Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services. Please proceed to the chair. Please invite any other of your key staff that can help you. I also want to recognize and welcome back home our hardworking Deputy Commissioner or Assistant Commissioner or Assistant Chief, I believe. Dispensados ang ilatio no ni Zonya site no si Mesgun, si former Senator Mesgun. Welcome back to Rota no, my colleague. Please take your chair, my colleague. Welcome home. So at this time by reconisa no si Chief Ogu no si Acting Chief no, Acting Director Dispensa. Okay. Please proceed.
Good morning, Chairman, Youth of Snyder. Welcome to Rota. So, my name is Ron H. Ogo. I'm the Acting Deputy Commissioner for Rota, and to my left is Deputy Commissioner. He'll be joining us this morning for this Fiscal Affairs hearing. To my right is Captain Clint Barcinas. So, to start off is Department of Fire is to save lives and property of the people of the Commonwealth, both visitors and residents alike, from fires, natural disasters, and hazardous material incidents by providing emergency medical services as well as preventing fires through mitigation and education programs. The Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services, DFAMS, in the Commonwealth, the Northern Marianas Island, is a state agency organized primarily to provide efficient and effective firefighting, fire investigation, emergency medical services, specialized rescue handling of hazardous material, and wildland firefighting service to persons and property on the island of Rota. DFAMS Rota is comprised of two divisions, Operation and Administration. Under Operation Division, we have Emergency Services, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie Shift, Hazmat, Sauro, and Forestry, Emergency Medical Service, and Fire Prevention, Arson Investigation. This division is designed to respond to all 911 calls needing fire and emergency medical services. Under the Administration Division, we have the Administrative Section, Logistic and Supply, and Training and Development. Furthermore, this division is responsible to plan, coordinate, and resource training to ensure all firefighters are certified and up to standards with the required training, as well as all administrative needs for the department, to include personnel, payroll, procurement, and outreach programs. So right now we have 19 sworn officers and 4 administrative personnel. We have, as you well know, pretty much, we have two FTs at dollar, and we have We have on process paper route to finance, one firefighter 2 and one firefighter 1. There's also one available firefighter that's been funded, and one is on process for resignation and announcement. So with that, we have 2 revolving funds accounts. One is fire safety code. For that account is 9,109.30, and the building safety code is 4,978.97. On the general fund, we have 7,237.50. We have 8 vehicles. There's vehicles that been processed to to procurement. One right now, one ambulance is out of service and one service vehicle. We did request the from NMHC, the side-by-side vehicle and the jet ski. So we did receive it already. About 2 months ago, we did training with the jet ski. During that time, the side-by-side also did response to dry season, a quick response to forest fire, and probably when the cold comes in, will anywhere. With that, probably I wanna yield over if Deputy Commissioner wants to mention anything.
Yeah, thank you, Chief, and si Jesus Masi, no buenos días para hamzo genolo distinguidos Mr. Chairman, dan membro ni mambuniton no faso no ni matamzo magi lugar no kulang niliparan na dosa at sumutsuli bazogonya na ogan lo bonito nigam ne uli sa man makorona amzo no le manolo mamzo da bonito sa dan mangi no naklasin no puesto ng manalit dan talo Mr. Chairman si Jesus Masi dan ni pumalo no gumayo gini para baya momentadya loki mas ajudo dan no bay felicita mas si departamento no parewa gwini saipan dan tinian no gumagayyo no sa popota hafan no para tafan mapati ilingyan no ang gingwahagi afay operasyon gi para departamento gilo no Mr. Chairman 3 bulan artikulo esta buntia menciona Dota Chief no mas no hamzo pago no para atan ko magay sufficiente para manay magi departamento lo uno bay sinya bay faisinamzo za buntin intingwa gi appropriation na gi ibandan esti respond para tao pera gini gibandan no bandan emergency no tunga na gi pago kulang wa restriction bunti mas gi tagi para overtime bunti za uli para zon na beneficia loki na di bunti menciona mayor na di para tanai no ligad jang guafam palabra gi alumi amendasyon gi appropriation jang ginsinya manay no na kampo departamento as first responders na sa fakto tisinya natatungo ko agupa hadi para malongo za jang sa kaso gumay no to di tempo finenena mo receive siyempre fire dan manhuzong pareha dan ni pulisya kumikele ko gua fazo no kulan didi gumugodis tigi ibanda ni overtime na gua approbation manay gua tugi departamento lo gi para o fana i kada no afazo no kumikele ko i para o pera gi no kulangwane ma-restrict na itisinya patatsuli gi appropriation no overtime para o napasi. No kumikele ko no gi general fund elinya na tisinya patana serbi or tisinya patapasi overtime gi para i monesty i tautautan lo go consideration mizo dadang wage no gi alo meno no na palabra za amendacion na sinya umanahalong tilelik ko na munga lo hamzoin atan no na gi operaciones ti first responders importantes ti na ugaige no na lingwahe na sa danggin tauza izonya revolving account depende gi otso na departamento of makat amane patatsuli delenya otso na source of funding lo utungan agwagi guahagi departamento dos izonya no dos na klase no revolving account lo gelo meno utungan na mendacion pareho dan saipan na timan manay no gio others or gio otso na account para upera gi zama mapega gwatu gi revolving na para opera gi i operasyon niya lo gelo meningi zawa na befaisin namdo no Mr. Chairman the members no por favor considera atan esti i banda ni overtime gi dangi manhuzong i tautomami man no ofan manakudi no zamati ora ni patapasi tautauta no kulan rini stricta eno i para tapasi gi overtime gi general appropriation pusen gi pabefaisin namdo ko wahe no sinya na konsiderasyon no the Mr. Chairman no be nangaza na famas no question mido sinya ben sagi no gi kapasidad di departamento ben opiam do tati nangin gwa concern mizo sizus masi Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Mesingan. Cap, you wanna? Okay, so before I recognize the members, first thanks, Chief, for your presentation, and Deputy Commissioner for joining us this morning, and Captain Clint. So as far as the overtime compensation, again, there is a provision in current budget that restricts the general fund, but is there any issue with overtime being paid behind the payroll from paying overtime, or pago na ba para mapapasya ito mo?
Right now, we're just running our hours, even through the personnel, the regular 106.
No, but are you getting paid though? Your staff getting paid?
Now, no.
Ay, quanto payrolls na?
Probably 3-4 payrolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're flagging that because this is the same situation with second and third. So we've been working with Tinian, Rota, and also Saipan, working with OMB and Secretary of Finance to access the OA funds so that we can get our officers or our firefighters get paid as soon as we can. Katawag ginigap, email si secretaries and si OMB knowing na profangay gini. I mean, not being here, so I asked si OMB point blank what's going on with the process, because every day that for every payroll that you don't get paid, it just compounds, no. Yeah. So sigurao i komiteya na as soon as ma-establish the account, then they're going to provide the compensation. So dinadantwa, just keep maintaining your records, and we'll be following through with their release of payments. I believe I think it's in order that we are going to utilize the same mechanism, accessing outside source to address your needs for fiscal year 2026. So yafa talali pa gini presentation no tigumagi zulo simple sta we are aware na nigi uno na direction, at least the Senate side would engage, because we don't want to run into trouble like this again next year. Definitely we don't want to do this to our people, to our staff. That's number one. But can I just ask, what is side by side? You keep saying side by side, but I don't know what that is.
That's the ATV.
ATV?
Yes. It's a smaller version of quick response that.
Si Gator?
Yes.
Isa than
yes,
Gator?
Yes.
Low side by side nun niya?
Yes.
Bulan lang yan.
UTV,
Bulanan
no?
niya, boss. Hindi.
Okay. All-terrain, ATV,
yes.
no? All-terrain
Yes.
vehicle. Okay. Okay, pes bay youth no sa? The bay faisin ni members sa Milago man offer no comments or questions. Chairman Dono.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, gentlemen. From my recollection, I think the intention, and I'm sure the Chairman elaborated briefly on it, the intention of the overtime provision was to force the issue of the OIA grant that will be used to pay for some of your operations. That way it'll free up general fund money that you can use for other expenses that the department would need. And so once the OIA grant comes in, it'll cover for some of your personnel expense as well as overtime, and that could free up monies that you can reprogram for your operations and to be used for whatever operations. But it looks like the process is still ongoing. But as what we've seen with SAIPAN in previous fiscal years, they were supplemented by this OIA grant, and therefore they were able to use that general fund monies for all other expenses. Earlier you mentioned, Chief Ogo, that you had one ambulance down. So how many are in operation?
Right now it's one, but we did request up to Saipan for that part, and yes, they're working on it right now, ASAP.
Are there any other ambulance or fire trucks that are going to be funded by CBDG in their next budget cycle?
Not. But if I hear probably grants like anything, law enforcement grant, probably we could tap on that.
Last fiscal year, or the current fiscal year, looks like none. You weren't. The only other, all others allocation you received was at 26,000. Is that something that that was is sufficient for the current fiscal year?
Probably no. We need like more to push forward with even with this our funding on revolving funds. We have to prioritize everything on how we use it.
Okay, and what was the most costly expense that you've used your revolving funds for?
Probably it's fuel maintenance of all the vehicles.
Okay, and who funds training, certifications, and professional development?
We do reach out Saipan and do a request for certification on our EMT training.
And all the firefighters are up to date on their certifications and training?
Yes.
Is there any plans for any academy in the upcoming fiscal year?
Chair, no, Senator, maybe I can inject into that. Yes, we are in the planning works with Saipan, Kintoduno, Tinian, and Rota. That's part of the plan. Yes, we are. It's only upon availability if we got the funding, and we're having that conversation with the commissioner that we still need because Kintodu Saipan and such a flick that we need personnel also. So yes, waha no plano para academy.
Okay, thank you. Right now, I know Chief, you briefly brought this up. The current proposal for next fiscal year's budget proposes 5 vacant FTEs, but of that 5, 3 are funded and 2 unfunded. Of those 3 that are funded for next fiscal year, are any of those in the process currently of being filled?
Yes, yes,
All 3?
yes.
And they're being filled by firefighter ones, or did you what's the term, reorganize, or
Yeah, well, we to firefighter tools and reemployment.
firefighter 2s, and what's the other one? That you
Reemployment.
Reemployment?
Yes.
So bringing back former firefighters?
Yes.
Reclassification or?
Yeah, in the current budget, you also have at least one that at least I'm aware of that may have resigned or is finishing out their leave. Is that position available?
Yes, it's going through the process of resignation and announcement.
Okay, but he's still being employed, or he's currently employed?
No, he's already resigned.
Okay. And that one you would open up another firefighter one?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. Now the 2 that are so right now you wouldn't have any need for an academy then if you're, what's the term? You're bringing back 2 former firefighters.
Yeah, we still need more.
Okay. Have you begun that discussion with WIOA for their assistance?
What is that?
WIA, formerly WIA.
Actually, we anticipate no Senator on that. However, the issue gini we can guarantee because the program itself we want to avail the program, but you know in the future that we hold these employees from the WIA, one of the condition is after a year or extension, we must bring that employee on board. But the problem here is we can anticipate if we got the funding, so we can really guarantee even in Saipan. No, we want to avail lo pudi talza. No, you can guarantee that there is a position after a year, because that's one of the condition of the program is after matsotso, you have to carry on to the department. But if we don't have the funding, we have to release the employees.
Okay.
So we kind of avoid that until we guarantee that we got availability of funds.
Okay. How many positions on Rota are you hoping to open up for academy?
At least 5 or 6 additional.
Okay, and just one last thing. Earlier, you briefly mentioned the project that you have with the repeaters.
Yeah.
Can you just share what that is?
Yes, Senator, it is, and we've been working with Chief. It is from the grants that we had been awarded. However, that grant is expiring, I believe, next month. So we're pushing hard to continue with that, to execute that funding. So yes, we are really anticipating to finish that project up. However, hopefully they can give us another extension on that. I spoke to AP from the grant administrator to continue the request of the extension and to complete this project. However, with the assistance also from CHCC, we are collaboration with the hospital directly down to the PrEP program, the FEP, from Director Warren Villagomez is really in support of some of the portable LMR radios to do a quick response between the hospital and our first responders. So Yes, it's very instrumental between the partnership of CACC and DFEMS. But as we continue with that, we are also anticipating to have our own communication directly through the department. So that's where we stand now, is continuing with the grants and to try to execute those funding to continue the communication no full recovery of our own. But as of now, just to be aware that we are in dire needs of this communication for quick response para ito ta komunidad pareho ni pulisya. I think they're all tying in together low for now with the lack of the resources to open up that communication. We're now in a series that we really need that new communication. So
Okay.
that's where we at now.
Thank you for sharing that. The chairman invited OGM to our budget hearings. Unfortunately, they're not here. And there seems to be a recurring issue of requesting for extension. Why are we requesting extension, and who's causing the delay in trying to expend these funds?
Well, there's certain circumstances that what happened is when the regional funding came out, we ITB'd out. However, the threshold of the funds that we've been awarded is over like I said, the quotation that came in from those vendors is over the budgeted. So according to LSR request for the AG's office, we requested and they recommend us to rebid. So that's how it's taking so long. So now we're trying to piecemeal if we can get in a small portion instead of bidding out, because every time we bid out, it overcapped the funds. So we can't go through because we cannot get more funding. Just to give you an overhead is the funding that's over threshold is kind of double the one that we've been awarded. So we kind of put it as in limbo. So that really pushed out the FEDO to award that project, because if we got on the limitation budget ne sinya sta bunti mo na dyan estilo iji iningi muna problema iji kada man nahalong vendors no or ITB proposal, they're over the budget of what we got. So that's actually the dilemma. So it kalandos biyayas tayo na masusedi. So we're trying to piecemeal. That's why we always request for extension, because of FEDO. Every time na malak no susugin no ITB or request for proposal idunya RFP the matutati over idunya request versus what we got. So iningi muna buwan na delay. So we had to request for another extension to continue trying to keep the funds available.
But even if you extend, the money is not enough. So
yeah, so we're trying to piecemeal on a smaller scale, get instead of going the whole amount, we're trying to piecemeal now.
but would that be sufficient enough to
I believe the
provide
majority,
the
yeah,
services?
because that's the reason why in the first place we requested for that amount. Is sufficient the way we want it. Lo kada man nahalumam no request exceed the budget. Lo if we can piecemeal to a smaller scale, we are anticipating to finish that project with that amount actually.
Okay. This is the first time that the extension would be requested?
No, it's been years back already.
So every year it's just
yeah, it's
ongoing.
probably like it's a 2 cycle, and we keep repeating the same process. So we got an LSR from the AG, what to do with it. So with the guidance of the AG, he has to rebid out the umagon sogitalo. So we did twice the parewa na rason masusedi. So pago na fiscal year in Chegi is how can we just use it personally so we can start spending that funds, because I believe they're not gonna give us extra extension because of the duration of the funds been sitting there. So right now we're spending small portion to alleviate, to start seeing that the project is moving. So that's the from the grantor no linyana debian na set bistay sa lapik.
Yeah, okay. But there's no issue with OGM, between you and OGM right now in terms of trying to get the...
No, they're really pushing hard also at the same time on their side to support us with this new communication.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. I yield for now, Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Dono. Before I recognize the next member, just want to continue on that discussion. So, can you just give me an idea, no, Deb, then Chief? What is, because dangin está dos, tres biyahe na the puro surpasses the amount that is allocated, then what are we doing to maybe match and stay within, knowing that
Yes.
you're not going to get additional funds?
Yes, Dinansyo, Chairman, the ini pagin sige na is spending the amount, was that the funds not entirely
Not
at
to
once.
exceed, yeah.
We're personally, requesting a small portion lang gin benayo himplo ang gin radio para ang fund, no, it's just the radio instead of the whole complete system in one shot, ne. So we're kind of spending the funds, no, gimano na banda ni mas importante yan na ginagago na equipment fininin na communication and the antenna, repeater, then just that. And then after that, you come in and request for just the radio instead of the one packets. Sa kada nahana we want the whole packets. Exceed is on threshold of the funds.
Okay, so OGM has been guiding you.
Yes.
accordingly?
We're really pushing out what's the funds that we using right now. I know that majority of the funds is still not been utilized yet. Lo estagwa siya pumalum in execute para mapasi.
Okay. And I'm gonna I think my good colleague Senator Cruz wants to pose a question. Then I have some more questions regarding the issue.
Yes.
Go ahead, Senator Cruz. Recognize.
Thank you, Chairman. Commissioner and Assistant Chief. Assistant Chief or Chief? Assistant Chief?
Assistant.
Okay, what are the duties at your department that requires recertification annually?
EMT
Just EMT? Or any other area?
and firearms.
So, do you have that funding available for recertification, or Saipan when it comes to recertification they assist you with funding?
Yes. EMT and I also reach out to the mayor if they can help us with, and also requested that if we can take guys here and recertify our guys here.
Okay, so because I see I think almost every single department that are been zero on operation, and like I mentioned earlier or yesterday in regards to law enforcement with recertification, because you guys are responding to the needs of our community, and the thing that I keep repeating is liability, and I understand that, like what the deputy mentioned, that you guys are prioritizing even I think with Saipan on Tinian, the most critical side. But what is the impact on those recertification? What is the funding impact? How much does it cost annually for recertification?
Mr. Chairman, if I can inject, it's always an SOP that requires certification every year, or it depends on your annual certification. But the impact, it will be costly sa one manhano magi instructor from Saipan. So some of the funds actually it was supported by Saipan office, and also if we don't have the funding, also we kinda merge Rota and Saipan na gumagay lo. It is important na ugay na certification gi kada uno na EMT, because zangin tumay tisinya kaulo gi ambulan to support zangin wa transport so impact bronti it all depends kwanto na tauto pa binano magi ginin Saipan instructors normally guanay do so tres na instructors.
So Commissioner, what about the personnel here? Do this department pay for some, like, the fee for recertification, or?
Yes, guaha, but we need to bring instructors from Guam. Pago Saipan at the from the last fiscal year, we need to recertify loki instructors gini. That did not happen because of funding. No problema ni funding pago ni. Rota supposed to do their share and bring their own personnel to recertify, but they have to fly up also to Saipans, but no ti masusedi trabiano sa no pudi problema no izonya loki funding and tinia ay Saipans and tinian loki debia matsogi tagino lo gipago. It is important na guma Saipan those na instructor pago man ma-recertify and it is kana no afazo no gua izonya impact of izonya no funding sa in halom getting warm instructor to recertify our instructors in order for us to avail with that EMT no certification.
Thank you. And so perhaps maybe in the future, no, maybe it's important to every senator district should have an instructor, no, so to save costs, no?
Yeah, it is.
And,
it is.
And the only cost that you will be spending is for recertification of instructor, no?
Yeah.
They will alleviate the cost of certifying the personnel. No? I ask this because I think it's important that no. Will be, to alleviate, like I said, to alleviate any future liability on the department, because for me, it's going to pose or it's going to cost more money in liability rather than not giving them the sufficient funds, no, for recertification, because although they're being certified, but I think it's required even at the hospital. Medical, no. I think they should know because of liability. No, I think responding to the needs of assisting the community in regards to the ambulance transportation, no, than even with applying the CPR and stuff like that. I think that requires recertification also, right? So those are the things that that's why I'm mentioning this, because it's important that this law enforcement department that requires or assisting community in that regards will be ready and not behind on the updates of recertification, because like I mentioned, liability is the more important that we should look into rather than getting sued later on.
Yes.
So I thank you for Commissioner.
Yes.
For although you're deputy commissioner of the Central, but you're still thinking about the two senatorial districts.
Of course,
you have to treat them all the same.
Yes, of course. No, Mr. Chairman, and no members. Hamzo ay bendisyon mizo ageno za nai magi no operation niya no by guarantee na siyempre kay no update the certification.
That's why I'm saying all this, because I know that my colleague also can see that, but I know that it's the challenges is funding. But I think the more we look into those areas that it's high risk on liability, I think we're in good track, no? Because I think we're going to be paying more than not giving the necessary department with the necessary equipment and certification, and like I said, avoid the lawsuit against the department, or I don't know, maybe it might be lawsuit on personal and official
handling,
capacity.
No? Yeah, dinansyo alay Mr. Chairman, si Zeus Maxi talo no na continue ni taza gini tinggago para minalagoy departamento ng gagawin necesidad di departamento no Mr. Chairman, mas importante no na punto ipud banda ni recertification sa todo debi na fangai jo no na credential sa importante na mga nawalik fenomo guano o farmasoy departamento pat no personal individual
and Commissioner, not only to be sued, the department to be sued, or to be a firefighter to be sued individually, but as well as firefighter to sue the department for not being able to give them the necessary equipment and things. So again, I thank you, Commissioner Defense, for being here and to justify your critical needs for the department. And please, I extend my gratitude for Defense for continue to assist the community. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, si Zeus Maxi no Chairman ni members talo za taza ingagago talo be fisisa na ingagago nisisidata ne sa tunga na mansasaflikit gini gi bandan no fondon no salapi lo antatan no operasyon ni credit card gini gi departamento ni emergency no para taw-tawta na inanay humagi po matsogi tsunya taw-tawta. So papalazo gizamzo no tunga sa tunga na water departamento lo ke man credit card lo aninatan no Mga na tempo famagonta pa no celuta pa hita mismo no tisnya talangan langgin tayo operasyon gano tapos atana afan no zain konsidera departamento sa iningi mas no ingagawa para itaw-taw ta. Jesus masim Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Deputy Commissioner and Chief, just quickly, before I recognize our good Senator. 29 pa ako na FT, no? Active pa ako, fully funded and everything, inclusive of G, dalig mo no in motion for reallocation to a higher class or resignation. 22 no? Ay mo na rason no, since I stay house na mapasay is unya version of the budget to which 29 ma-indidika gini.
Bunti Mr. Chairman ngan bunti gi todo no was taman ma-resigna jang was pitalo pata kay kuni tati.
Okay, mo na rason no mention is this I think it's important that what si Chief Ogu was saying, the vacancy being routed for rehiring, that you work closely with Chairman Dono and the delegation to make sure that it's embedded in the true figures are embedded, that we don't want to leave anybody behind. Hanggang mapasa 2026, no?
Yes.
Sa Tanapa, we were like literally a month away from the end of fiscal year, so it's important that we flag that, we highlight the figures, the employee number or whichever information is in is sorry po mapegalong gi budget, no? Importante lang, no? Okay. So agwahan ni mga society, the legislature aposa, zati mga repare, no? Pesa ni matugatu gi OMB lang yung taigino na position or taigino na salapi. So we don't want that situation to happen. No, so I encourage them, make sure we monitor those things. Your true Chief Ogu, real time funding is almost revolving fund gini how does it normally work? Is it pretty fluid? Is almost like necesita few assistants and you let's say for example po nung say revolving fund para whatever needs. Do you get it rather quickly and access it rather quickly?
Yes.
Muling manazuday Centro Defense magi ni
Yes.
Tagano say request si
Hunggan.
okay.
Man ready po.
Ang listo, no?
Yes.
Okay. Ay pa na umukan sa kuan na na no. Okay pues Malangoso first na be recognize finance. Can you please Mr. Palacios or Ms. Enriquez, can you give a real-time figures now as to what DFEM's revolving fund look like?
Sorry. So for the fire safety code, Rota, their balance as of today is 9,109. That's the 3563A. And then for the ambulance fee revolving fund, the 1955, their remaining balance is $3,480.
So more or less kana 12,000 no sa labi mo or if I have low I know I reply lang ni sige no ti taza fiscal year limitation kung mikilagyan na kumo sige man respondo no.
Yes.
The agradece gulo ni todo sistemento no Dep. Thank you for always helping our sister islands, no, for Prewa Guineas and Tinian.
Sorry, Chair. Do you mind if
Go ahead.
there's one more account?
Oh, okay.
Rota Local Law 21-03, they have $3,350.
Okay, that's like made possible by the delegation of Rota, no? The funding source. Okay. All right. Ready? Okay, so I'm gonna mute for now. I have some operational questions that maybe you can enlighten the members, but I'm gonna yield my time to Senator Frank Cruz.
Thank you no ay kalan dispensa zone este commission lo kalan concern zone ina sine chairman command ready zalenya man ready ofeno man ready pada ka man ready
Ready apa Mr. Chairman?
I put a mention ne command mazuda za command ready man manazuda lenga si assistant man ready lo kopagure ready pada ka
Ay,
man ready
hagasa man ready to the tempo
apa
pronto.
make sure na ka man ready
Hagasa distitutun.
si Luz Masya
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Now I recognize Senator Calvo.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to thank Deputy Commissioner Steve. Thank you for your testimony, Chief Ron, and Captain Orsinas Cliff. Okay, a lot of conversation in regards to the current elements of, the challenges we face. I just want to thank you on behalf of, the state level and our municipality, even in Tinian, when they share. We have similar parallels and transparencies in regarding to the overtime. The other one that Senator Cruz mentioned is the what do you call it? The training. I always believe that that is a fixed budget based on personnel, and it's very critical that we do continue to network. Now that trainers of trainers, we're tapping into Guam sources to get that, training influence to recertify our people. So, a lot of, creativeness, even the response capacity, the partnership that you guys mentioned with RHC and CHCC, that's very critical to ensure that we have, save on response time, and those are great points. The only thing is continue to push for the different departmentalized grants. That's the source of subsidized income other than the revolving funds that are limited at this time. And I thank the mayor too, also assisting different departments when it comes time for the fuel and service of our people. Other than that, I commend you for your continued service under extreme challenges that we face here on our island of Rota. And, as we witness, we hope to work together and collaborate and, continue the service needed for our people under, medical needs and quick response. So thank you all three, and we look forward to seeing what we can do on our side to ensure we remain status quo and continue the services that are necessary until such time we get that funding needed for the, recruitment and retention of more staffing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Calvo. I think there's no other member to recognize, but is there anything that you wish to share some more, Chief Ogo, as far as the request for your budget and the access of funds and any assistance that you think it's worth mentioning for the committee to consider?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. In home, it goes through like the overtime the guys really need for this and approve the budget, so we can move the department forward. Thank you.
Okay,
if I can add before close, Mr. Chairman, just also gi revolving, make it parewa dan last na fiscal year na tanagwa flexibility gi revolving language na.
Okay.
So give us that opportunity also, same as the state side
Okay.
Saipan dan tinian nagwa fan na lingway galumene flexibility gi revolving account.
Okay.
Instead of abiding to izonya no afazo no izonya law na pupatazo. I think you guys did the suspension of that and create a language that give us the more flexibility. Sinyata na said benoloki gi afazo gi manmanapas ini hanum dan ikandit no loki sa tangin tumay gizo gi lingway sinya buntigwan na nagagadum patana said bezo na nasalapi na. So if you got that by facing loki Mr. Chairman na parewa tinian dan luta dan saipan ang sinyata considere no.
Noted. Thank you. Cap, you want to offer some? Okay, thank you. Chief, Masi ni tempo mo, and have a good day, sir. Continue ni Tsumizo. Thank you.
Masi, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, likewise, gentlemen. So, at this time, I would like to call the Department of Labor if the resident department head is available right now too. And any of your key staff that you wish to bring up. Buenos días, Director Mosga.
Buenos días.
Nanginista listo, presida ni zomo no presentation. Jesus Mosi ni finatomo. And please, just to maintain consistency, just state your name for the record and who
Jesus
you
Mosi.
represent. Thank you.
Jesus Mosi Chairman and to siya man gagi na magkasumo ganito mistigo ko siya na testimonyo dan to siya izo mo staff niyong koni magi para ta azudan no continuous sina budget hearings Jesus Mosi. Gwaho si Harry James A. Masca za geluli departamento ni labor gini zaluta. No akagwa gini si Mary Lou Kidugwa za guizayson mamino admin no officer i officina. No, we have couple of issues here that I need to discuss. I mean, appeal to your body in relates to our operation at the labor office. No, Chairman, fininenag wini kareta ni para departamento necesita no pick up 4x4 most especially sa kareta na in accessible Pago at this moment. Guaha Kia 4x4-door sedan that it's not conducive when we do our field work, most especially the unreachable areas where we do fanazo is may compliance kada dia. So if possible, no, I know that you guys have a good heart to look at this carefully in considera ginagawa mga yun na asunto. Segundo na asunto operasyon para departamento, which is the funding for our daily operations in as far as utilities and vehicle repairs. No, if you can assist us in this endeavor, please no gagagaw na in consideration again na mami todos. At the same time, is a mommy personnel okay? No, most of or everyone in our staff here is serving or have served more than 20 years the departamento. Za GLOST, we are asking also no kung sino ang consideram sa naayam is na dos na posisyon for the reason na anytime we don't know any one of our personnel might opt to resign, relocate, or plain reason no pumara mas also for tatutungo of ano decision. So no, it's imperative na in Atanes in consideration na ginagaw i departamento. Fuera di hatsada utunga na everyone is in our government system struggling for asking for funding. So at this time, I understand the situation and where do we stand. So please consider this also. Thank you, Chairman.
Jesus Masi, Director Mosga. Just for your information, the House had already passed their version of budget for FY 2026, to which 5 na FT mapasan ma-autoriza. Roll up so that represents the 5 that's currently
serving on board.
Ungan.
Yeah.
Pues at a tune of about $721,000 for personnel, including fringe benefits, plus $2,217 for operations, brings up to $223,938. No earlier na no nisita para utilities dyan. Are you situated in a government office or you're renting?
Yes, we are.
Government.
Yes.
Okay, Lopez, usually your utilities are you self-sustaining?
I believe according to the mayor's testimony yesterday, she is
Taking care of everything.
assisting, yes, all the agencies here.
Okay, so if anything, what would be most is just centralize everything over para Amazon, the
Y-
Poluda Giza, oversee, no, plus, no,
Yes,
for the most part, ikareta,
then communication, no, sir.
ni pa telephone,
Telephone, yes.
Presente tao telephone,
Guaha,
Landline?
telephone, unwa na landline kay departamento.
Okay.
Landline.
Okay.
Tawza no cell phone issued para departamento at this
Okay.
time, yeah.
Alright. I Totota no para put bandan JVA, are they responsive to the JVAs, especially in the private sector, ingin ko oportunidad no?
Ungan,
Sa utungan nagi lumi komunidad no kana mazuria manggayo lumi government no.
ungan.
Lo gaha lo kididi no oportunidad para
Guaha, sumat mimit siya para
Private sector.
private sector.
Ungan.
No, law, guaha ha rebound sa
okay.
ti mananakot din po niya na no, chairman.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Director. You wanna come up? You wanna join us up? No, Mr. Manglonia? No, you're always welcome to join us if you wish to. Malika. Okay. By youth, para the members, to pose niya question. This time I'll recognize Senator Calvo to pose his question if he has any.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Director Masca and
Thank you, Senator.
Officer Ogo. Mary-
Kirugwa.
Oh, Kirwa. Okay. Thank you for your testimony today. I was just, taking a look at the request. Definitely, that's the legitimate request, knowing you have just the sedan vehicle and, in regards to our terrain and servicing the, outer locations. So I'm assuming the funding source for a truck, right?
Preferably a 4x4, no, Senator.
4x4.
Thank you.
Okay. And, it's great cost savings because with the operational costs and everything that we have in place, that's the cost saving measures. The only thing is, you're okay with the current employment of the 20+ years of service at most, all of them, right? How you declared they were in place. I know finance mentioned as far as procuring an increase or, retitled, so I'm not sure if they're satisfied, but something like that in order to continue to retain our employees in place,
Yes.
is something to look forward to. But I thank you for your testimony and your concerns, and we look forward to seeing what we can do to ensure we continue the services needed
Thank you, Senator.
for the workforce. Thank you.
So this must see Senator Calvo in Balik. I recognize Mr. Manglonia. No?
Since mapus fumino English lo ki director to be fino Chamorro za kusaki English and Chamorro o halamon na incomprendi situation department very translara if you English na no yeah, thank you for your presence, Chairman and members of these August bodies. Is on a presentation Director Mommy. I attest na it's true and correct. No, over 20 years, mostly 25 years, the rest 30 years. Even me, you're going to reach 62, but Social Security. There's my director is asking for a position for replacement in the future. No. So with that request, it's not easy for someone to be hired and be assigned at the labor law enforcement position. It takes a while to learn about enforcement side, especially issuing out determinations and investigations. It's very complicated. They have to know both sides of the law. The rules and regulation on the labor department, and you also look at law revision. There's some mistakes. One conflict, especially with U.S. labor law. Again, talo na Fair Labor Standard Act. We need the two positions. Also looking for the employment side. They do issue out determinations law for JVA, whatever, if they are not in compliance, businesses or the employees. We need those to prepare for the future. So, to be honest, Eugene and I, once we decide to resign, I don't know who's going to take care of the job. Then we cannot provide public service, especially the businesses here. With regards to the vehicle, yes, we have the Kia Siren, was given 2017, but when the enforcement side utilized, especially with our terrain, I don't think it's suitable now and safe for us. We got stuck so many times during, especially like this season, rainy season. We got stuck. I have to use my personal vehicle, 4x4, and pull out the government Siren. The mayor, I applaud the mayor for very aggressive mayor. She provided all necessity that we need in our department. I felt the mayor by issuing her own budget to our department due to limited resources. I'm very thankful to the mayor for giving us some funds from her finance section, and also to our Rota delegation. I'm very thankful. Sometimes they help us a little bit few and whatever requests, supplies and so forth. Still, it's very saddening that we have to give the burden to our leaders. I'm asking for support to please reconsider the contract worker fund. So that's part of the negotiation with the Washington delegate. To give up cinema immigration for U.S. delegate. I believe it's not fair. They're using Department of Labor for all contract workers that are being processed by the businesses. We do not receive at least 1%. Out of the 100, there's only 3 entities that are recipients: NMC, NMTech, and PSS. Asking up the central government, I know the secretary is overwhelmed too. It's not our job to keep asking. No, it's that we ask on the budget side session. I heard comment of Senator Manny Castro advising council to do make generating funds. There's a lot of grants that we can obtain, but we can do it at our department, but with the grant office, we gotta go through them, and even them, they're overwhelmed. There's so many grants that we can do it in our department, but we have to get permissions. Then again, I am so saddened by the mayor. She's doing all the grants here. Should we give in authorization to go and apply besides going to grants office? It will be faster, because our part two at the employment side is about employment. Laws that we need local to be ready by 2029, because that's the deadline of the contract worker. And looks like President Trump is not going to do extension again. No. So we need to prepare the staff, and then also with the ending of contract worker by 2029. In terms of the funding, please take a good look at the contract worker, and at least out of the 100%, give Rota at least 5% of the total 1.5 or something. Give Tinian 5%, and 15% for Saipan Central Government. 75% give to the present stakeholders. That way, we don't have to ask the zero funding, through you guys. And what's that? Please consider our request. It's very stressful. Keep asking every year. For the past 10 years, we're in stagnant, you know, we cannot do a better public service. So that's all I'm asking. Again, thank you for your presence and for your consideration. Jesus Mose.
Jesus Mosse, Jun, Mr. Manglonia. I'm going to Senator Cruz is requesting to be recognized, and now I recognize him.
Thank you, Chairman. The funding that you mentioned at CW, that's the Consolidated Natural Resources Act of 2008, Public Law 110-229, no? I think it's already been distributed, the percentage under that, 15% for the cinema labor for registered apprenticeship at 195,000, and the other one is 6% labor admin cost. I don't know, you mentioned you guys never been assisted by the Central in regards to this funding?
Not this time, sir.
Maybe perhaps this committee can look into that and see what we can do with assisting the two senatorial districts in regards to this funding. I know, yeah, understanding that the director you mentioned earlier, yeah, that would be a good no start, no, the request, because you mentioned Mr. Manglonia in regards to anytime soon maybe somebody might just resign or retire, no, and you want to be prepared to be able to continue the services at labor rather than waiting for someone to resign and that position to be vacant, no. You want preparation in the event that somebody resign. Yeah, that's I understand that one. But like I said, under this Public Law 110-229, it's very specific how that should be used. No, maybe perhaps we can get a
Yes, Senator.
from the
But
legal counsel.
when the businesses pay for their non-resident workers, they draw a check, and it was written out to USCIS, and that fund stays there. It doesn't come back here. So, can you explain to us how does the distribution goes there?
Yeah, it goes to the legislature for appropriation, but it also, and like I said, it's already, the percentage already distributed, but I think this body should look into that, and if there's anything with the guidance of the legal counsel, how we can assist the department in that regards, maybe perhaps the committee can,
So
consider, no?
can you do more clarification on that one, sir? So
But like I said, it all depends on what that funding was supposed to be used. If that can be done, then like I said, maybe perhaps
No. Thank you, Senator.
the legal counsel will guide us through that.
Go ahead now, Mr. Manglonia.
Yeah, Senator Cruz, I attest on your statement. However, every time we ask, can we be given contract worker fund for Rota and Tinian, or explain how many percentage for each municipality going to be receiving contract worker fund? But they told me that oh, there's the fund is there, but it's showing the fund is there, but it's nothing in the account. Now, tintingo na kwanto para izona share Rota, kwanto Saipan and Tinian.
Generally, no mapega hasta gisin as sinamay na. Logic na this is the work of the committee to
Okay,
look into
pues,
that and see what is the fair
may-
distribution, no?
May we request for that document after you guys appropriate it at the legislature, at least to see, and we'll shut our mouth. No, like how much percentage? I said we don't see any documents. It's
No,
just
it-
word of mouth.
It doesn't distribute to the. It's just
I-
to the central, no? That's why we're gonna see
And,
how we can do that to assist the senatorial district,
Yes.
with the guidance of the legal counsel, no?
So now the expenditure authority is just the Secretary of Labor, at least to share, na, you know. The Lili Afama, so the city. No, it's not bad. Thank you for that information. Very informative.
Yeah.
No.
And I think, Chairman, I think it's legitimate ask because it's meant to what they call augment the possible impact of such program. Is he 110-229? Is he the depreciating number of years, no?
Yeah.
I don't think it's an unfair request, no, Mr. Manglonia, and I've already flagged the staff to kind of look at that one more time, and I know if my recollection serves me, that we can put it in the budget provision and request the House members to endorse it, because that would be the guidance provided for the remaining for the fiscal year 2026. So we're gonna take that into consideration and place that appropriate provision in the budget, so that we can provide in the legal would say it's clear. We'll put it in.
And then also looking, I know, Chairman, please consider the three municipalities. When I was in Saipan, all divisions in Saipan, they lack the vehicle to do their job. Like we our program, sometimes they share their vehicle with the enforcement or the employment. They only have like 2 cars working.
Speaking of WIOA, I forgot to ask Director, is there a position here that you have at WIOA underfunded?
WIOA, no representative here, but he was hired outside.
Hello, so Gaigiki, is it situated under your office?
Yes, we're accommodating them, but it might end by the, depends on the budget by end of this fiscal year.
So it's not inclusive of general fund?
No.
Okay. No, that's good to know that there is a representative. Yeah. We take your request very seriously. I see the concern. Allow us to work through. No,
Thank you,
what we
Chairman.
can with the allocation. You have a very good, very supportive delegation and leadership from Rota. So
Thank you very much.
so please work closely with them as well. No.
We will. Thank you, Chairman.
Is there anything else that you wish to offer before? Sorry, Senator Castro has a recognized.
So I just wanted to let some of our members of the community know that I'm listening to a lot of the concerns. In fact, while I'm listening, I'm drafting a bill. So one of the bills that I drafted was the Fair Share Business Licensing Act of 2025, which I already forwarded to legal counsel. So the concept is if any business is going to apply for a business license in each municipality, if it's only going to be business activity in that municipality, the revenues will be
Stays here.
to the municipal government. If it's a business activity that's going to be CNMI-wide, it will be going to the central government, which the municipalities still get a share. So I'm hearing, and I'm at the same time multitasking
Thank you, Senator.
to make sure that we're doing something about it. Thank you.
Plus, I would like to thank Mayor Aubrey for always bailing us and assisting us in whatever cost that the department is asking the mayor's office. Thank you very much,
Director,
Mayor.
I think Vice President, or I'm sorry, Floor Leader Manglonia has a question.
Yes,
So.
yes, Senator.
Thank you, RD, Mr. Manglonia, Ms. Kilugua. Coming from our hearing on Tinian, there seems to be a challenge in hiring locals, that a lot of these contractors are seeking or are bringing in the CWs. And so, after discussions with some of the community members and our members here, the contractors are still looking for local employees, and they are even able to house some of these employees. So while a lot of our people here are still looking for jobs, and as they come to you for certification of unemployment, I think maybe that's one avenue that we can kind of lead our people to apply for these jobs that are available in Tinian. From my discussion with the chair, some of these companies are able to assist with housing some of them, and that there are some hirees that come from Saipan and are working on Tinian, and so that's maybe one way that we can help encourage our people to take advantage of opportunities that are available within the Commonwealth, although there may not be as much opportunities here. that's one way we can help them in applying for these jobs that could also assist us in the transition of the reduction in CWs. Do we announce all these positions that are available on Tinian also? Do we get those announcements other than what's on the website?
I'm pretty sure because when you do your announcement, everything is been logged online. So it's a self process.
Right.
So, but what I will do here is I will have the employment section here in the office to come up with an idea on how to publish these vacancies out in Saipan or in Tinian here in Rota. So our citizens, our people here can, take a look at that, and if they're interested, maybe they can contact these, aspiring employees.
Yeah, or maybe if you can connect with Mr. Sir Nicholas from Tinian, or
yes.
Secretary Staffler, that
Most definitely.
when we do have a job fair, that we can invite some of
Yes.
these contractors and employers to Rota to, invite some of our residents to take advantage of those job opportunities that we're seeing with the expansion of these projects on Tinian. We're still waiting for any plans that the military will have with our airport facility here, but even with that project, it doesn't seem like there will be much, doesn't seem like there'll be a great need for our local workforce. And so while our people are still waiting for opportunities, whether it be from the casino investor that has currently paid into our casino commission, while they wait for that to come to fruition, maybe they can take advantage of building their skills in the field of construction or planning, or those jobs relative to those kind of activities. And so we also have a NMTI board member here that could assist with getting NMTI to get our people prepared for stuff like that. And so any opportunities that we can avail of or we can share with our people, we can also, our neighboring islands, our brothers and sisters in the north can also guide and help our people to take advantage of those opportunities. So that's just something I want to share, because that was a concern that was brought up during the DOL Tinian's public hearing, and so I wanted to share that with you.
Thank you, Senator. Yeah, I forgot to mention also that we will be having our job forum here in a couple of months from now. I have communicated with the WO Director Saipan, and she will be coming over to assist us, and she will also get in touch with the NMTI as to what kind of assistance that they can, share with us to make them available to our citizens.
Thank you. Thank you. Arnie.
Recognize? Go ahead.
Okay, the recommendations and questions from Senator Dono regarding JV and so forth. We have the website, cinemaliberno.net. Should anyone, businesses or employees that wants to know about our activities, they can go into that website. If you're looking for an employer, they can go inside in the site, and they see inter-islands what are the jobs that are available. So if someone that you know of right now that's looking for a job, check A Software. They're looking for delivery drivers, and there's a lot of businesses too that they're looking for workers, but our people are not interested maybe to work.
Yeah.
So you guys gentlemen gonna be hearing unfavorable decision from Department of Labor if we should deny the NAP program recipients. If you don't apply for a job and you don't show that voucher from the business that they sign off, we'll deny your NAP program voucher, because you don't want to work. In fact, the voucher recipients are telling the businesses, I'm here to submit my application for a job, but please don't approve us. Simply they decline the NAP program. So just today at this hour, I talked to the manager. Should that happen again, make that in black and white that Mr. No, De La Cruz told me not to hire him, no, due to no assistance. And give that to the employment site in the Department of Labor so we can, the next voucher that comes out, we'll deny them.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. But I think even like, you know, while some of these informations are available on the website, maybe there's no, maybe our people are not aware of the benefits that may come from some of these employment opportunities, such as the housing benefit, maybe that some of these contractors are offering up at the Tinian Divert project. And so maybe if the secretary can work with Tinian or these contractors, or even Mr. St. Nicholas from DOL Tinian, can share that with the contractors that we do have available. We do have capacity here in Rota, or they can provide opportunities for our people here. That's one way we can build capacity within our own constituents, and so that they can get trained and get experience in the field of construction, right? Especially with the hopes that any future development here in Rota, our people are well prepared and equipped with those skills and trades. And so, thank you again for your time today.
Yes.
Thank you, Vice President. I'm sorry, Floor Leader Donald. I recognize Senator Castro. Yeah.
I just want to thank you guys for the work that you do. Our CW program is going to end in 3 to 4 years. And I understand your plea. At the same time, I also wanted to encourage that we try to go back to teaching our people how to be the sellers, not just the buyers. Right? Where even with food stamp, we're used to just buying and buying and buying. And if you look around you, whether it's in Rota or Saipan or Tinian, most of the people that came in as employees of a locally owned business are now the owners of a business, and the local business closed, and now the foreign owned business is operating in place of the local business. So there's a lot of funds out there also, but we have to also look at how to synergize our approach to make sure that our community in the end wins. So for example, DCCA, they have a child care development fund program, which I know pays maybe like 300 or 200 per child, a subsidy to the daycare provider. So if we can get some of our people here to be a daycare provider, we can also use that subsidy to teach our future generation how to be businessmen or women. And I've been in education for over a decade. I worked at a college for a long time. I've worked with PSS, and I've seen it's sometimes it's faster for labor to be doing the training and just bring in the training providers and have an accelerated program, a certified program that so sometimes the focus is too much on academics, but we also need to bring in the skills and start upskilling. Things like heavy equipment operator, bring in the teacher.
Hands-on, yeah.
Hands-on.
Right.
Because if we're not exposing our kids to those kind of skills early, they're never gonna wanna be in that profession. So I just wanted to kind of share that sentiment and just note that I'm also taking notes to see how we can help on our side.
Yes, thank you, Senator Castro. My take on that is the NMTI should, take a closer look in this, because we definitely need to focus now in younger generation, like junior high, introduce plumbing, farming, electricity, and all those things to younger generation, because if you introduce this to high school students, these students are mature already. They don't have the thrill. They don't have the light. They don't have the time to do plumbing, electricity, mechanic, lawnmower, air conditioner, all those things. So we need to introduce this to a lower level so they can, they can enjoy, because these kids, when you introduce something new to them, they will come home and tell the parents, Mom, I'm going to be a mechanic, I'm going to be an electrician, I'm going to, those things. They're excited. So if they can look into this and drop the educational tool to the younger generation, so we can prepare from a younger age up until high school, because high school students, they're busy, especially with modern, gadgets. Thank you very much.
Jesus Masi, Senator and Director, I want to say this, and this is the reason why it's good that we're having this conversation. And if, and nothing against anyone, but if we employ our own residents, every time they get paid every 2 weeks, the money stays within the CNMI. But if we continue to profess, and I'm a firm believer that we were always going to be in need of hiring imported work, contract workers. But we need to put emphasis on hiring our local residents that are staying in the CNMI, because, again, if the money is, in pagamento stays, most likely because the family is here and their obligations here. But not but there's a substantial amount of opportunities that we need to, that we can get a grasp on. And I thank you, Director Mosca, for mentioning that you want to start the program and the training, take it upstream, even at right before they actually reach junior high, so they can start, getting hands-on and all that. And everything is the same with just going back to the basics, even planting for that matter, so that we can instill in them that, give them proper guidance. So the work is before us, and we just need to work together. We do our best to work together. And I appreciate the request for your budget, and I thank you also to Mr. Manglonia for mentioning the allocation of funds, and we'll definitely take those. If there's no legal impediments to highlight a provision in the budget bill to distribute a portion of that, then trust me, we'll be considering that, highly likely that at least be coming from the Senate. No? Mr. Manglonia, recognize?
Yeah. Also, look, it's been overdue is the minimum wage. On my part, I'm supporting, and please take a good look at that and at least raise it to $8 or $9, the minimum wage. That will encourage all employees or individuals that are not working to find a job. So with the minimum wage $7.25, it's what more can you buy with that?
Correct.
No, so please try and visit the minimum wage, wage and hourly, site has $8 or $10.
So minimum wage versus livable wage,
That's for me, if I'm a first starter to work at the government, the minute they accept me and I start working, a minimum per hour, maybe like $8. That's 16,000. Take a good look at that, our people needs that, pay raise.
Noted. Thank you. And once again, Director, si Jesus Masi, ni timpun mizu pagunogan, and ni tomo key staff, Mr. Manglonia, Ms. Kirugwa. Thank you very much.
Jesus Masi, Chairman, and the colleagues, Vinny, we're wishing you a safe flight home back, and God bless you all. Thank you
Jesus
very much.
Masi, and keep up the great work.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Thank you. At this time, if the director or designee is here under DCCA, we're ready to convene with your budget presentation.
Thank you. Good morning. Honorable members, Chairman Senator Jude L. Snyder,
Yes, sir.
Honorable Senator Francisco Cruz, Honorable Senator Donald Manglonia, Honorable Senator Manny Castro, and Honorable Senator Ronnie Calvo. And to the gentlemen and women behind the scenes, thank you for being here today also. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Frederick Atalik Manglonia Jr., Resident Director of the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, together with my Administrative Officer, Mrs. Julita Calvo.
Hello.
First and foremost, the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs is mandated to deliver services to various social needs, promote healthy lifestyles, and perpetuate cultural values. Its mission is more diversified and community-oriented than any other departments or agencies in the Commonwealth due to its direct influence on culture, history, healthy living, welfare, protection of youth and seniors and families regardless of race and gender. Delivery of services is performed and achieved by the following divisions and programs. Divisions of Sports and Recreation, Divisions of Office on Aging, Division of Commonwealth Council for Arts and Culture, Division of Historical Preservation, Division of Nutritious Assistance Program, Child Care Development Fund Program, Division of Youth Services, and the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Our efforts in achieving the department's goal and objectives largely depend on the available funding resources for fiscal year 2026. The department is requesting funds to continue the current 9 full-time employees under Business Unit 1272. Under this business unit, our personnel consists of a resident department head, 1 administrative officer 2, 2 administrative officer 1, 1 administrative assistant, 1 eligibility worker supervisor, 1 cook, 1 sports development technician, and 1 sports development trainee, which sums up to a total personal budget of $299,897 is requested for salaries and fringe benefits. Also under this business unit 1272, Sports and Recreation, we're asking for personal funds of $25,400 and operation fund. It's requested for items listed for computers and equipments, fuel and lubrication, office supplies, operational supplies, professional services, communication, repair, maintenance, freight and handling. Moving forward, the Historic Preservation Business Unit 1232, a total of 3 personnel, 1 Historic Preservation Coordinator, Historic Preservation Technician 1, and Archaeological Field Technician, which sums up to a personal budget of $85,457. And under the same business unit, we're requesting operation funds of $10,500 for fuel and lubrication, communication, repair, maintenance. Good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that today we'll try and do our best, our very best to answer your questions, concerns. Thank you. Sizus Masi.
This is Masi Director. Would you want to offer other comments with regards to the presentation, or you're good? Malika, yeah. Kifidena, until be recognize the member of the Senate. I want to thank you for your patience and for coming this morning and enumerating what your needs are. I know your entity is Bula sections, no, and you also somewhat oversee the administrative responsibility of Sinani senior citizens, correct?
Yes.
You work closely with the director there. And is there a director or administrator?
Coordinator.
Coordinator.
Yes.
The central aging center is very prevalent with their support down to our senior citizens in Rota.
Yes, yes.
Muliki
Yes.
communication todo?
Malik
Okay.
todo.
Okay. How many staff do they have? Or do you have over there? I'm sorry, I don't have it in. I'm trying
Right
to
now
find
we
it.
have one cook that's under our own budget
Mhm.
and a bus driver.
Okay. Have you ever experienced issues with anything, like with regards to utility payments and all that? No.
Negative for that. Most of all the operations that are being run at our Office of Aging is on the directive of our Director for Aging and Saipan, si Mr. Walter Manglonia.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna yield for now and recognize any member to offer questions. Senator Calvo, you wanna pose your question first?
Thank you, Chairman Jude. Thank you, Director Manglodia and Admin Specialist Mrs. Calvo, Julita. I know I did get a very thorough package, delivered, personalized, and in regards to from the April submission from the governor till now, we're looking at changes and challenges along the way. We really thank you guys, like I just shared too with our neighboring island of Tinian when they expressed the different divisions, and you guys are immediately one of the front lines. You know how we say, we're changing that trend of tourism, and all the different programs that you handle is really commendable. Even the funding sources, to ensure from the U.S. delegate and, ensuring that we do have the subsidized, the programs in place and whatever subsidies or grants available to continue to keep us afloat amongst the challenges. I just wanted to say we're going to take a careful look at the request. I know as far as your personnel, did we have any changes from the time your declaration of the members till now? Because what we're trying to do is like recruit, maintain the FTEs, and ensure that we what do you call it? Remain that status quo, as no changes as far as personnel is concerned, other than the numbers that were recorded.
No changes. No changes, but talking about FTs, if Honorable Senator, since you mentioned it too,
Yeah.
we're really in need of FTEs, especially on Office on Aging and our Nutritious Assistance Program. Right now, I believe Saipan Central Office has opened up an FTE, but we are still waiting for who that FTE that will cover the Rota section on the NAP. Right now, we've been utilizing our own admin staff to assist, and sometimes we are, we're caught up with so many things in our offices that we want to try and get things done, but we have to shorten our employees to our office to assist the NAP program.
Thank you for that update in regards to that's very critical and urgent that we do have. So the announcement, we're just looking for somebody who's willing, or we have an applicant in place.
Yeah, I believe they have interviewed an
Okay.
applicant or applicants, and but they assured us that they were gonna follow through. But there's one already that's been chosen, but we're still waiting for that personnel to come in and do the operations for the NAP program.
So with that in mind, and you do get a personnel, is the funding coming from
That will be
local or
on Saipan
Saipan?
account.
Saipan account?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
This is Masi, Senator Calvo, Director Manglonia. Recognize the chairman, Donald Manglonia.
Thank you, Chairman. Good morning, RD Manglonia and
Morning.
Mrs. Calvo. The I'm just looking at your employee listing. I don't see the chairman on the list, Chairman Lizama. Is he still under?
Yes, Chairman Lizama is on a Saipan account for CCAC.
Okay, so they're paying him out of
Yes.
there. Okay, but you do have a vacancy right now under your division. On this would be for the sports development training.
We did, it's been filled already.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm also aware of the situation you have going on with the CCDF. However, that individual is still being funded for next fiscal year. Do you want to just convert that to another FTE? Or are you still going through some issues with the
I'll have my
transitioning over?
AO, get into that, Honorable Senator.
Good morning, Senators. Yes, I would like to elaborate a little bit on that issue. Right now, it is showing in our personnel account that there's only 50% there because the other 50% is relocated to CCDF account. But this CCDA staff is already it's already starting her 100% covered through CCDF federal account. And what we're doing right now is that we have been and we are still communicating with Saipan CCDF in regards to the reimbursement of 50% to our general account. And we are still waiting for that 50%.
Yes, thank you. I got your request or your information on that, and I'm still waiting for their response as well. So I hope follow up with that issue. Have you been able to utilize or reprogram some of those funds at least for the remainder of the fiscal year?
We are still waiting for the remaining so that my director would do a restructure of that FTE to much lower position. But we're still waiting for the 100% so that he can do restructure.
But even with the salary at 50%, it seems like it would be sufficient enough to cover, reclassify one FTE below 20,000 if that were the case. Correct?
Yes, correct, Senator.
So,
but he has other plans also, and I think he wanted to match up the position that is being hired through Saipan. He wanted to match it up so that there wouldn't be any, like who's going to be my boss or because they opened that position as pay level 7, step 1, and that amount did not really match to the position that is being opened. So it's up to him whether he would agree to go ahead and open that or he would wait for the reimbursement.
okay. But currently, in the current fiscal year, since the employee was transitioned over to CCDF, have you been able to at least reprogram that personnel funds to assist with operational needs?
No.
So you still have that money sitting there that could be available for either restructuring or operational expenses?
It should be because I believe it's just like 2 pay periods ago.
Since that person
Since
was
she's
transitioned?
transitioned 100%.
Okay. Okay. Now for HBO, are we getting any support from Central HBO?
That's a good question, Honorable Senator. Past few months, I believe we have personnel coming in from Saipan, from HPO Central, together with the assistant of the secretary, Secretary Rubalamon. And I believe they were conducting a staff meeting between the HPO staffs, and they invited me in to sit in and listen to what their meetings about. Well, I believe one of their staff, one of the secretary of the secretary, was mentioning that they were offering support, big support, with a lot of listings and what needs of the historical preservation office, and they were saying by May they would have to zero out that funds because of the next well, until now it's August, almost September, and at least one of those items that they were promised from the central hasn't been here yet, and it's very disappointing for me because my staffs are really out there doing 110%, and it's not easy going to long distances out of communication zones into those jungles, and trying their very best with what they have to preserve and maintain those historical sites for all of us here in the cinema. And it's very disheartening that until now we haven't seen any items coming in that were promised by the central office. So the truth hurts, but it also makes us see the bigger picture too, and that we all need help, especially us here in Rota. We're really very need, not want, but in need of safety equipments and other things that we need to function to here in the department, because it's this department is not easy. I came in and I look forward to the challenges, and there's a lot of things that needs to be upgraded and those things. So that's the challenge for me. So with that being said, yeah, that's the last and the latest that.
Thank you for
Central.
sharing that. Has it been a practice, to your knowledge, AO Cabo, if HPO Central has been providing these support throughout the past years in terms of requests that come out of the municipal HPO?
Yes, HPO, in the past, HPO has been receiving like $1,000 worth of fuel for the entire year, but not anymore.
As recently as when? When did we stop getting that support?
Well, from previous administration.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like what the chairman has mentioned in with the other agencies, whenever you do submit like this wish list that you brought up, Marty Melonia, or any requests for assistance, try to make it try to include the delegation as well as the mayor in these requests, so we can also assist in the follow-up of these requests and what support they've offered. I know in the past, as recently as the last administration, HPO got I think it was a 7 million grant, right, that didn't really trickle down into the municipalities. So instances like that, where whether it be on the responsibility of the head agency or our department here to reach out and offer assistance, or make the request through the lead agency to submit these projects through these grant applications. We hope to, I guess, be more involved in terms of following through with some of your requests and getting that feedback from the central offices, so that we can put pressure on them to make more of an effort in reaching out to you guys to include as part of their grant application or as part of their budget request, whether it be local budget or federally funded projects. So right now, that one position that you are talking about with the employee that was transitioned over to CCDF, your plan is to restructure that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, the salary that you're planning to provide for that one FTE with the funding that was already reserved for that one FTE, would that be enough to cover them for the next fiscal year, or are you needing additional funds to meet what the position requires? Because right now, the 50% of that salary, it looks like it's sufficient to cover entry-level positions, but if you're planning to restructure it to a much higher position, are you able to provide to the committee what that position is and what the base salary of that would require, so that we can try to take that under consideration, since that money's already reserved for next fiscal year?
Well, the amount that is there now, it doesn't match with the pay level that my director would want it. He wanted, because he wanted to restructure to a lower position to match with the present FTE that Saipan is opening. And it would be the same position title, administrative specialist 1, and that would be pay level 7, step 1. And the pay level is 20,280. So it's just a matter of
So
that.
it's about like $200 more is what you would need.
About 280.
300, yeah. Because right now the 20% is $20,006.
Oh,
So you just
yeah.
need that little, about $300 more to make that enough for to
Yes.
open that position at a full time, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Senator.
That is all I have for now. Thank you for your time here this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Donald. Thank you, Director. This time, we recognize Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Chairman. And thank you, Director Atalit, and your staff who've been here to hear your concern regards to your budget submission and requests versus the submission of the administration. You mentioned earlier the $1,000 funding that we're giving for the past few years. Is that past few years until now they start giving 1,000 for field?
Yes, Senator.
So
From my, recollection, because it's usually directed to the coordinator at HPO.
so that $1,000 for fuel for the whole year?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm very concerned not only for Rota but the other centers in regards to historical sites, and I believe that there's some historical sites that are still unidentified, right? And that's your staff's job, is to go out and try to identify sites that are not been identified or not being cleaned. Do you still have those areas that you possibly there is?
Yes,
historical?
Senator, and even if because it's a vast juggo, gini tanutan no para dan tinian or Saipan, no gwazi timamasoso that the government report, then they have to go in there and assess todo the areas and no mama input alum gitu niya siya no data and
Okay, so and I know that it requires the coordination with the federal side, because there's no standalone cinema alone. No, I believe it's a federal, no, but it's given to the cinema to protect and preserve, no,
yes, sir.
the historical sites, especially artifacts, no?
Good.
And I believe a lot of our artifacts are priceless, and I was given a copy of what is posted on Facebook that outsiders enter your jungle and collecting artifacts. Do you know about that? How do you enforce? Because if nothing that can be done at this time, I think.
And that was the recently, you know.
Just recently, I was.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I even asked a question with the MOMI coordinator, and those artifacts that were going to be taken out of the ginigi tanota lutan eh. No, I think the approver goes to Centro. Is on Niano.
I completely acknowledge that, because that's why we're trying to. I'm trying to see how we can do to give also similar authority to the senatorial to be able to to enforce it, rather than getting a permission or getting permit from Centro, and because of course the senator should be given that authority to protect and preserve the historical site, because for me it has to be recorded and giving you guys the staff, like for example archaeologists, to be able to hire archaeologists, and all those things need to be recorded, and for future generations to understand the significance of those writings, such as more writings or ancestors' writing. Not only because I know that they put that as historical anything from World War II, no? Even Japanese, right?
Relics and
those are considered historical as well, right? So those are the things that I've seen that are posted on Facebook, and I think we should have a stricter, and like I've said, it has to be given you guys an authority, even with projects, for example, to monitor projects in the event there is a findings of historical, and to be able to preserve and not to be destroyed.
Yes.
And if it's a project for, I understand, economic growth, it's very important. But as long as those are being recorded and maybe probably put at the at the right place for before they even remove it, so that the future generation can understand the significance of those that are found. Even not only just lattice stone, but other historical site with ancestors writing, because I know that there is some. I don't know if you have it here. So those are the things that need to be recorded, and I was assuming that the Historical Preservation Office are the one supposed to be doing those stuff, right? Like with of course with the support and coordination of the expert, to be able to record it down, because also in Tienen there's complaints about destroying artifacts with people that are coming into. I understand, to all due respect to the good brothers or the people from Japan collecting bones, but I think an important part also is to follow the law. And I don't know how deep. Do they have any request digging here for bones in Rota?
Yes, recently one the wedding cake area, but then again isonia permit the was approved through the central office.
The reason I'm saying this, I just want the chairman not to think that I'm out of order, but I'm leading to why it's important to give you guys funding for that matter, for enforcement, because the protection to protect and preserve because why they call it historical preservation, right?
Yes, sir.
To preserve, and
I agree with you.
So that's why I'm trying to understand how deep is the allowable to dig in those cases that they are here to dug out human remains like Japanese bone, and do you have if that's happening here, do HPO always on site to monitor the digging, and do you guys follow the law that it has to be the certified people to to be the one digging, or you allowed even the people that requested to collect bones are digging without any certification of
To be honest, Senator, I will get back to you on that one if I get the information from our
Also,
coordinator. So that the leak of on that procedure, but most of the, I believe, those people that are permitted to do archaeological work are licensed archaeologists, but the permit that was approved, Saipan is the main approver.
So is there any incident that they approve and you guys don't have any knowledge, they just come into the island and went ahead and start digging from the side that they're assuming that there is human remains, bone that they need to collect?
On my time as a resident director, no, Honorable Senator, no. The first one that I encountered was just recent, and our personnel were there taking also documents and.
You always not been notified any?
Yeah.
Of that kind?
And we've been notified. I believe the Fish and Wildlife for the area that they're gonna do their assessment and.
Okay, so I thank you, and I know that it's very difficult to go out and start looking for sites, no? Because I think it's very important to preserve those for the future of our generation, to understand the significance of those writings or anything that they find, artifacts that they find, because it's history, no?
Yes, yes.
We have to know, we have to understand the history of the island and the Marianas, no? Because there's a lot that's been, for me, there's a lot that is unknown.
Yes, sir.
And I think, like I said, some are priceless, and we don't want those artifacts to be set down, and they make money, and the cinema is very, it's at the verge of, very, I'm not gonna say collapse, no, but we're very low in fuel, very low in funding. So I thank you, for your your cooperation and your sincere respond to our question in regards to that area. Chairman, the reason why I say this because I don't want you to feel that I'm out of order, but I think I'm leading to why it's important, that they're asking for funding for that matter, because and I know every one of us, it's very important that we should preserve and protect the history of our island. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Senator Cruz, for those conversations. At this time, I recognize Senator Calvo.
Thank you, Chairman. Director, with the conversation and regarding, I was just reflecting back when Senator Cruz was mentioning about the cultural preservation of our locations. Have we had any conversations or dipped into cost sharing with Marianas Visitors Authority, MVA, regarding, the sources of fund and the maintenance from, this is regarding HPO, the general maintenance, like any MOU or through the mayor, how does that, have you had any conversations? So it's like a shared cost versus,
Yes,
your
Senator.
division, your division.
Most of our cost share and support or assistance comes from our Honorable Mayor, the Mayor's office, with especially fuel and those equipment, accessories that we don't have the funds to really shoulder our division. So most of the time, our Honorable Mayor gives out her assistance to us. Regarding MV, no on that. We are trying to create also our own revolving fund on HPO because of, we have some people coming in from off island, especially like Guam or the mainland or elsewhere, coming in and wanting to have a tour on historical sites. I believe that's the job of the MV, but MVA don't have the personnel and the knowledge of, the history and all those things, so they come to our office and request our staff, can they guide them down to a pictograph or Motsung Ladi site, Maza Ladi site, that quarry. And while they're there, they explain of the history of those areas. So, but that's no charge at all, and we're using our fuel, our manpower, service time to accommodate their requests. So we're the one losing. So what we're trying to do with our administrative officer here, we have been talking to Representative Julie Ogu in trying to help us, with revolving fund in regards to those requests for historical sites tour.
That's a great idea, knowing that we have, some sort of something affordable, but a taxation fee to help with the maintenance and service. Because I know the requests but the equipment and stuff, the equipment needed to service and help support. So that was just my question, to see how we can include MVA and the funding through that source to assist you guys, in the meantime and so forth. So I just want to commend both of you with the different departments and the fulfillment needed under these times for the NAP program, and hand in hand with labor, trying to ensure that, we get this, because NAP is supposed to be a temporary fix so we can get employment and so forth. So we're looking into that as well. So I commend you for all that you're doing, admin, Calvo, and director, for keeping afloat all the different programs, and even our Manamco Center and stuff, and continue to see how we can keep our current grants in place and other resourceful grants that we can avail to. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
Jesus Masi, Senator Calvo, and I want to, when Senator Calvo mentioned grants and you mentioned grant, what sort of, just a continuing grant?
Oh no, we're trying to establish a revolving fund.
Okay.
For HPO office.
Okay. Have you ever applied for MAP or TAP grant, for that matter?
Negative, Your Chairman.
The maintenance grant, explore that idea. Work with Mayor Aubrey, see how you can avail some of that, because those are all legitimate, concerns. In addition to what my good colleague from Tinian about the preservation of our cultural significance, but explore that, because I think hopefully you'll be guided accordingly by the grants management to ensure that you at least get a favorable review. Our offices, I'm sure Chairman Donald knows this, and other members, we get a lot of requests from our grant writers to write support letter. So what I ask is that when we do get that endorsement to support that, whether they get it or not, we need to know, no? So that we can be able to be aware. Because sometimes when we sign off and that was the end of it. We don't know if it's accepted or not. So we want to be supportive of the agency, but we also ask the agency to also give feedback to the leaders, the elected leaders, because it does help with the stream of financial sources that we need to accommodate the entire CNMI. Please, I encourage you that when you do requests for assistance at the Secretary's office in Saipan, or even the division directors of HPO, I encourage you to flag those communications, and always ask in your enclosure to acknowledge that they received the email, so that if they do are paying attention to. And if they don't acknowledge, then just call them up and say, I sent you guys an email, can you please check it out? Because it's important. Because I know that you send them the email not to talk story, but you send them because you need help. And I wanted to just allude. I don't have any further questions, and I know it's the time is pushing for us and for you guys to take your break. At this time, if there's no questions, I would like to go on a recess until 1:30 p.m. this afternoon, and we're going to entertain the last two departments in Rota. So with that, thank you, Director Manglonia, Ms. Calvo. Thank you for
Thank you.
for
Thank you,
your
Chairman, and honorable
presentation.
members. Jesus Mosse.
Yeah, have a good day. Appreciate it.
Hagulok.
Yeah. We are now on recess until 1:30. Thank you.